Hey YouTube family, my name is Abisola or Abisola Ife as you guys may know me, and today I'm going to be doing a video that I've been long overdue, that I've been said I wanted to do, and I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to be here in Charlotte for a little bit longer. I'm originally from New York. I was born and raised in the Bronx. I went to college in New York. I went to school upstate, and literally straight after college I moved here. So I've been here since July of 2023. It is currently April of 2024. I have a few months in. My 1 year here will be in not too long from now. And I just wanted to talk about things that I've liked, pros, cons of Charlotte, especially moving from New York to Charlotte, especially given the fact that graduation season is about to come up and a lot of people are graduating and moving and all this other like that. Like, Charlotte is considered a booming city right now, so a lot of careers are being opened up over here and a lot of people are moving from out of state to here. So I have a few notes on my iPad that I'm going to be talking about. So when did I move? I just talked about that, which is July of 2023 was my last time being a resident of New York and becoming a resident of Charlotte. Now, when I say resident, I mean in terms of like just moving all my stuff from up north to down south, basically. Now, a lot of people don't consider North Carolina as a whole to be southern, but I consider it southern compared to where that I'm from originally. Now, I will say though, like, there is still a good majority that considers North Carolina the South. So it just depends on who you're talking to. Now, the weather. That is another big thing when I was looking into moving out of New York. I hated the weather in New York. The weather in New York, like, it was always cold. It was always snowing and raining. It just isn't it. Even right now, as we're speaking, it's April and it's 70 degrees here. It was 80 degrees yesterday. In New York right now, it's raining and about 30 degrees. That is more than half of what I'm feeling right now. Like, that is beautiful for me. Sorry for them. It still rains in Charlotte, so there's not like a drought out here or anything like that, which I find completely fine. There does need to be some form of balance, but I will say, like, the weather is really nice out here. I like it. I enjoy it. Some people might not. So it just depends on what you're looking for and what your vibe is. Now, when I first moved to Charlotte, I didn't rent automatically, like my apartment. I waited a little and I was doing research and all this other stuff. It was literally my first time in Charlotte. I moved because of work. I'm currently a software engineer. If you have any questions about that, you guys can comment down below and I can make another video talking about that. Yeah, so my work is the reason why I came here. And I moved in July. Rent prices in the summertime are at its highest. I would say up until like September, October time frame. By the time end of October till around March, April hits, the prices for apartments go down drastically. I moved into my apartment in October. This was like varied from what I would normally have been seeing, like, especially because I live uptown, like, and then I'll explain that part as well. In the city of Charlotte, there's uptown, downtown, South End, University, and like other parts as well that I haven't touched yet. But I think it's pretty nice. Like, it's spaced out for the most part. There's not that many highways that you can go on, so technically you'll be going on the same route. Like, but yeah, I think it's really nice in terms of like the distance from everything. Like, where I live right now, I think the farthest thing from me is 20 minutes driving. And I was driving in New York. I was that person that the minute I got my license, the minute I got my car, I stopped taking public transportation because I hated it. I hated taking the train so much because there's just so much trauma and like experiences that I've had on the train that just didn't settle with me to the point that I would let myself continue to experience anything more than what I've already had to go through. Like, and I'm not even gonna get into the details. If you go on TikTok, if you go on Instagram, Twitter, anything like that, you can literally see the horrific stories that women face going on the train in New York. Yeah. In Charlotte, you can drive, but there is also public transportation. As in, uptown area has public transportation, and coming from like university area, all these areas do have public transportation, but it is not as fluent, I will say. Like, I don't know. Like, I just would prefer to drive because you're going to walk a lot. A lot. Okay, so another thing that's different about them is the fact that Charlotte is still a city, but it's a smaller city, while New York is a way bigger city. Like I talked about earlier, the distance from different places, the longest is like 20 minutes, but like in New York, for example, I lived in the Bronx. I could drive from my area in the Bronx, which is uptown, to the South Bronx, and that could be like probably 30 to 40 minutes depending on if there's traffic. So things like that is also very important. If you're like considering like a city that's not too big of a city. Like Charlotte is a city, but it's not like crazy big. It's not congested. There's like barely any traffic. I feel like traffic here is like an extension of 10 minutes. While traffic in New York while traffic in New York can go up to like 30 minutes longer than your original journey. Another thing I would say is that the parking situation in the city area is definitely cheaper, way cheaper. I think street parking can be as low as $1 something in North Carolina. Street parking per hour, while in New York in the city, an hour will probably be like $5. Like, you see what I mean? Cost of living is just so much different and so much better. Like, my 1-bedroom apartment that's about 800 and something square feet is around 1.8. 1.8 for 800 and something square feet. Imagine 800 and something square feet, and this is uptown in the city area. Imagine 800 and something square feet in New York, in the city area. Actually, it doesn't even matter if it's in the city area. It could be Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, all that. You're paying about 900 plus for one singular room that you're sharing with somebody else. And that's not even 800 square feet total. It's probably half of that. Exactly. I'm sorry. I might sound like crazy, but like, no, it doesn't make sense. Like, cost of living in New York should never be that much. And I say that because, like, what is it? Why are y'all glorifying that? I said fire. Why are y'all glorifying that city, bro? Like, anyway, the air is also cleaner. The environment is cleaner. The streets are cleaner. Like, everything is just clean. And I love that. Like, I go outside and I breathe in the air and I don't feel like I'm about to have an asthma attack. Like, and I got asthma. So it's just crazy. And I guess the last thing I'll talk about is people making friends and how has that been for me. And I'll say that it hasn't been that bad. I'm very much an introverted, extroverted person. Introverted, extroverted in terms of I like to be in my own space. I like to live by myself. But at the same time, I can enjoy other people's company and go out and talk to people and socialize on my own accord. Like, nobody has to beg me to do it. But there is still moments where I'll probably be like, I'll go out, but I won't be like talking to people. But like, it just depends on my mood. You know, everybody has their own like moments, social battery and all that. Charlotte, depending on your religious background, I feel like church community is so important. Elevation, or if you go to Redeem, or if you go to a Catholic church, I don't know, whatever church you choose to go to, or even mosque, whatever you choose, whatever you are, make sure you're building foundation with the community. A lot of like just wholesome experience with people through church, advice, like just a bunch of things that like you probably won't find like as easily when you first move to a new state. Another thing I would say is to definitely look into these like social events because Charlotte is up and coming and booming. So many people here are like, all right, we're going to help you out. Or even people that are not from here are like, all right, we're going to do something to help those that are moving here just like me, or that like social events, mixers, like all these things that are happening in Charlotte. I'm gonna plug y'all in because again, I'm not like a clubber. I don't go to the club for fun. Like that's not my thing. But I do like going to curated events. So events that's like, all right, Sundays I'm a mixers. They host a mapiano with a little mix of Afro beats, but it's mainly a mapiano, and it's like good vibes. Like people are all nice. Like I've experienced like a lot of my friendships through those events. Another event is like Patterns Group. They host like Afrobeat mainly events. It's for young adults, and like they just using they just vibe, and like you can meet people there as well. Friends Who Host, that's another really good one. There's so many event groups and opportunities out here for people to just socialize and immerse themselves within the community that I feel like unless you're really, really shy and you really don't like going out, it will be really hard for you to not find your own community out here. But at the end of the day, you got this. If you're moving for work, if you're moving just to move, if you're thinking about moving to Charlotte, I definitely feel like it is a great place to build up yourself, whether you want to start from scratch or if you already have something that you got going on and you want to just bring it here. Like, I feel like this is a good environment to work on things. Whether you just want to just be chill and not work on things as well, that's completely fine. I feel like this is very much a good environment to start out with when moving out of state or when moving from your family's house or wherever. But that's all I have to say, guys. If you have any more questions or if you have things that you want to be answered, whether it's about me in general, which I might do an about me video after this one as well, then just completely let me know. Comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and send this video to your friends. Bye, girlies.